welcome back to the greatest motorsport show on the wire, Fan of the Drive. I'm your co-host, Sibel Zaguf, and I'm joined by my co-host as usual, Chris, to say what's good to the people at home.
What's good, people?
You'll have to forgive us this time around, guys. We've been gone for a while. Work has been a little bit intense, and we took advantage of the little bit of a break between Baku and... do we even want to call...
It was a break. It was a month.
Yeah.
A month between Australia and Baku.
Do we even want to call what we watched yesterday a Grand Prix?
Yes, it was boring.
It was a race for second. It was a tough one.
That honestly felt like a free practice session. It didn't feel like a race.
Bro, things were just not looking right. It was a tough one from start. You know what I mean? I had a very unhappy incident with my boy Hamilton. I was not happy with the way he was crying and complaining.
He was complaining about the car again, but apparently the car was doing some weird stuff. Even Russell was complaining about the same issue, the vibration on the front tires or something.
It's just it's not on rails. It's not neat. It's not nice. I don't like it. So as we said,
yeah.
I even said a couple episodes back that the season's pretty much a wrap now.
That's already done, in my opinion. Like, what, Max and Checo are separated by like 10 points less, maybe even 8 points or something.
And I think if anything yesterday is to go by, I don't think that's going to be a very...
No, that gap's just going to grow and grow now. It's not going to chop and change, unless Max has a DNF where Perez podiums.
I severely doubt.
So, like, I think at some point Perez might lead it this season, but it's Max's championship, and we all know that.
He looked untouchable yesterday. Like, Perez didn't look like he had an answer
Red Bull was 30 kilometers an hour faster than the Ferrari.
30.
That was without DRS on the straight. When Max was slipstreaming Leclerc, he breezed past him 30 k's an hour faster.
And it was the same system at Baku also.
Yeah.
Even.
So now imagine with the DRS.
I mean, there was we had some chats before the race even started that Leclerc might have been tactical, surgical with his with him going off track and bringing out the red flags, sticking Max out of ninth. I thought he was going to do a tough defensive job, keep him behind him and let Checo go to work up front.
It was ridiculous. Max going from P9 to P1 in 20 laps or something, 21 laps.
It's like he was playing a sim. Like it was like he was racing against the computer, bro. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was too much. It was just too much.
Okay, we can run through Baku real quick. We do apologize. We've had some technical difficulties. Our equipment was not vibing with us today, so if it's not the same level, please understand and forgive us. It's tough. Let's run through Baku. The Aston Martin threat is consistent. I'm still holding on that they won't hold it forever, but I look like a fool more and more each week now.
Alonso very nearly took a podium away from Charles Leclerc. Ferrari's only podium of the season, by the way.
It was yours. Was yours only podium of this year.
And we're going into race 5 now, so that's a bit deep as well.
But Leclerc's been a little bit unlucky. That engine stuff's really chowdy.
Yeah, plus he didn't have the upgrades at the Miami GP.
Sainz had the upgrades.
Yeah, and you could literally see it.
But the pace difference wasn't that deep. In terms of like when you looked at qualifying, it wasn't that deep. Like Sainz with upgrades wasn't that much.
But you could see on the race pace, like it made a difference to Sainz.
Oh no, that's a definite.
It definitely made a difference.
He looked like a different driver. Right?
Yeah.
Why did they prioritize?
Because he's just ahead in the championship, so that's like the rule at Ferrari this year.
No,
upgrades go to the guy who's leading.
No, it's tough. That is extremely tough.
Yeah.
Fred looks like he's got a permanent headache going on right now. He seems tough. Alonso was extremely optimistic in Baku. Remember, it was like, how many laps left? They're like 14. He's like, that's a good number.
Yeah.
That's a good number. And I had
giving out brake bias settings to
Stroll. He didn't do anything with it. He ended.
Gives them brake bias settings in like the very next corner. Basically, Stroll ends up taking it wide off track.
Let me tell you, Dave. I thought this is my conspiracy theory for the day. Sorry, cars are everywhere. It's loud. This is my conspiracy theory for the day. I think, Alonso this is a facade for him. He's a cerebral assassin, this guy. I think he's playing games with Stroll. Like
he's pretending to be the good team.
Yeah, meanwhile behind closed doors he's telling him you ain't nothing. You're such a weak guy.
But trying to look helpful by giving brake bias settings, meanwhile they're wrong.
And Stroll almost bins it like 2 laps later. I
wouldn't put it past Alonso, I really wouldn't.
I had this theory, but I thought he was dating Taylor Swift, and that's why he was becoming such a nice guy.
I didn't even know how that rumor came about, to be honest. That was a wild one. I was like, what? No.
It would have made so much sense. No, Han can change a gent, bruh. I was like, what? I'm like, why is Alonso all of a sudden being such a nice guy? Like, maybe it's the Aston Martin effect, because you remember Vettel towards the end. He was the nicest guy on the grid.
Exactly.
I don't trust him.
Could be the Aston Martin effect.
I don't trust him. I don't trust Alonso, but he's whipping it like he stole it, bruh.
He is.
He's enjoying it, and I think he's really hungry for first place.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the guy that takes P3 behind the Red Bulls this year. It's not going to be a Mercedes driver. It's not going to be a Ferrari driver. Let's face it, it's not going to be Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
So, it's got to be Alonso.
Well, good on him. Good on him. He's doing more driving than speaking, and me, I'm happy with
I wouldn't be surprised if he even splits the Red Bull drivers by the end of the season.
After what I saw from Perez yesterday, it looks like it.
It was weak sauce. Yeah.
He had no defense for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Max was like three seconds behind him. Before.
No, it was like 8 seconds behind him even.
Yeah, I mean when he overtook.
After all the pit stops and they were like getting back, settling into the last phase of the race. Max, it was like a good 6, 7, 8 seconds, somewhere there behind Perez.
Yes. And then once he got in front of him, it was over.
Yeah, yes. He beat Perez by like 5 seconds, and the pair of them were almost 30 seconds ahead of Alonso. It was like 26 or 27 seconds.
Yes, an absolute.
When are we going to investigate this Red Bull car? Come on, I've
got no legs to stand on.
I want someone to just take a closer look. There's no way that thing's legal. Like it has
to be.
Something's fishy there.
I thought Alonso was going to put up a bigger fight because essentially it is the green Red Bull. Essentially.
Yes.
No, I joked him. Otherwise, nothing that whole. I need to talk about Nicky De Vries now. I need to
the new Latifi.
I have money on him. I have money on him.
Don't do that. You're going to lose all your money.
I said, I was banking on his experience, being a former world champion, and I was like, you know what, he's going to do better than Piastri this year.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst the rookies, the two of them. So I bet he's going to finish above Piastri. This man has been giving me 0 since race 1. He's got so greedy on the apex in Baku. He clips it, and then he's the one that brings out the safety car.
Yep.
What is he's been driving so sus at the beginning? I don't know what's going on with him.
It's not the same as Formula E, is it, eh?
No, it's not. No, he must get it together. He can't do this. Piastri driving with food poisoning does better than him.
Yeah.
That's impossible. Come on, Jack. We need to get it together. I'm very disappointed in De Vries.
Let's not even talk about McLaren. They're not even worth talking about.
No, you know me. Zach Brown, bro. That's my favorite team boss right now. I love Zach Brown.
Finished the Miami GP in P17 and 19.
Nicely. He was busy relaxing with Jeff Bezos and whatnot. What are you doing with billionaires?
That's got to be the car with the most sponsorship at the back of the grid.
007. You know Zach Money Brown Bags, bro. He's that guy. No, he's doing bits. And I think Lando, I don't know, maybe he wants to get rid of Lando there and bring like Colton Herta in his place.
Just could you imagine? Hey?
Because I don't think they're getting their money's worth with Lando right now.
No, definitely not. Colton would probably give the same level of performance.
With that car?
For like half the price.
For half the price. Do more for less.
Yeah.
So I know, McLaren Calamity, same system they were on. What's going on with AlphaTauri, dog? AlphaTauri, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, AlphaTauri used to be up there with Red Bull. Now they're like fighting with freaking Williams.
Yeah, ever since this change in structure came in where they're like, what's his name? Seidel's going to be taking over once they leave F1. They paid Bottas that long-term contract, and ever since then, that the performance is just
you're talking about Alfa Romeo?
Alfa Romeo, my bad. Yeah.
You're saying AlphaTauri.
Sorry. Both the Alphas are doing holies anyway.
Yeah, they are.
So I just don't see it. Like, Bottas looked like he was a bit aggressive yesterday, though, but...
Not really, but I mean, he finished in the points, didn't he? I think he was P10.
He fought hard. He fought hard, but he didn't give much in terms of defense.
No, I was relatively impressed with the Ferrari powered cars. Like the Haas and the Alphas, both of them actually finished.
Me, I'm happy because you wish that nonsense on me that I was going to be fighting with Haas and Kevin Magnussen.
And then yesterday it was my turn.
It was your
watching Leclerc fight Magnussen.
It was your. He was in demon mode. He did not want to let Leclerc through.
No.
Leclerc goes through. He's like, nah, I'm not done with you just yet. I mean, it didn't last long, but. No. 2-minute Maggie. I guess he still have some flavor left in that session. Yeah. Keep moving the right way. I fluffed around a lot. We've got to talk about this exhibition, Red Bull exhibition that we saw yesterday. To be real, I'm out on Latino Heat as a world champion. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I love him as a driver. He's a good guy, but. I just, what I saw yesterday was just, he looked like he was passive. Like he couldn't do anything. Like he had no answer for this kid.
No, I hear you.
Do you honestly think they're driving the same car?
I feel like Max has a better setup. Obviously, they're not going to share setups between teams. But I think that's probably the only difference. I think Max is able to work the like engine recovery systems and the ERS and that shit way better than Checo is.
I mean, you call it.
I think it is more or less the same car. I don't think Red Bull would be that stupid as to like
give them the same car and let them go race.
No, I don't think they'd handicap Perez, because why? They would just open you up to the other teams. You know, like I think the cars are fair. Everyone's like, no, Max has a different car. It's more powerful. No, I just think he knows how to drive it better than Perez.
It's okay. It seems as if we're going to compare it, Perez has a higher floor, but a lower ceiling in terms of talent. Max has a higher ceiling, and he's attacking that and achieving that with the easiest.
Yeah, I would love to see Leclerc in that Red Bull next to Max.
Let's talk about it. He had to be. They were there. They were dancing together.
That would be interesting.
They came there.
That'd be much closer, I think.
They were dancing together. Leclerc got stuck in that DRS train, and he couldn't get out of there until late in the Grand Prix.
When Max just came flying past Magnussen and Leclerc.
They split your boy on
disrespectful.
on some Shumi hacking and stuffs.
Disrespectful.
Well, listen, the car's not the limit, but I think it's okay that you guys can write off the season. This season is like tough. Right now it's between Red Bull 1 and 2 and Aston Martin sneaking in the back door.
We're going to be fighting you guys for P4.
Don't involve us, please.
Mercedes and Ferrari are going to be battling out for P4 behind Aston. Hear me now. Or like P3, sorry.
Don't involve us. This season is a whitewash. It's a sellout. There's people actually having a conversation right now, literally right now, that there's a dynamic shift happening at Mercedes. And the thing is, yes, in terms of credibility and accomplishments, you can say, yeah, sharp, Hamilton's still the number one driver. But sports has a very short memory. Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
What have you done since?
What have you done for me lately? And lately, aka yesterday, George is doing more. I don't have to like it, but he's doing more.
But then again, at Baku, Hamilton was doing more.
You know what I'm saying? But
George put a hole in the side of Verstappen's car and looked like Verstappen wanted to punch him.
You know what I'm
afterwards.
saying? Hey, and yeah, you can see Max looks like he's a guy who wants to go. I mean, his role models have not exactly been the best of times, but he looks like he wanted to go. I don't know why they're trying to put this rivalry between George and Russell. They're not on the same level.
Yeah, between George and Max, it's not the same. Yeah.
Nah, he must go retire, he must relax that gent. But he performed well. He got into the points, took a nice podium. Well, it wasn't a podium, sorry. He was just in the points and he did well.
I just find it funny that Hamilton got a consistent P6 for the last 2 races.
It's the transition of power, man. I think right now we're in a position where it's in the transition of power. He could probably steal one more if he has a great car, but I think right now,
that's if Mercedes would just finally drop this W whatever they
go back to the 13.
They're talking about the W14B and nobody's excited. Nobody cares even.
The season's over for me in terms of us competing. It's over. I saw it from Bahrain even. I was like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. It's taking every ounce of greatness he has to pull something out.
And half the time he's complaining about the car and doesn't feel comfortable in it.
That stuff needs to stop. You know what? He did that same thing last year.
It's so touch and go with that.
He did the same thing last year. Remember last year he was like, I think we need to save this engine, guys. Remember when he said that nonsense, ne? He was performing jacked and then he pulled out...
I think that was Brazil or something.
Yeah, and he pulled out a top 5 finish. Same system here. He was seeing the best. No. You must stop doing that. It's so frustrating. I'm like, you're a competitor, boy. Don't quit. This is not your time to quit. Okay. I'm going to levy a question at you. I want to ask you a question. What do you think Ferrari has to do to turn the season around?
I don't think they can. Excuse me. They basically took the F175 and made it slower, and I don't understand how they did that.
You removed the bathtubs.
That car was fast. The F175 is way quicker than this SF23. So they've taken a big step backwards, but apparently the upgrades coming for Europe might bring them back on par, but they're still going to be 10-15 seconds behind Red Bull every race. All these upgrades are going to do is make us faster than you, much faster, and
that's not saying much.
Yeah,
that's not saying much. That's not saying much.
So, but I told you at the beginning of the season, I kind of knew it was coming. Transitional period, new team boss. They're firing a lot of people. Lauren Nickies is on his way out. I'm telling you, next to go is Xavi on the pit wall.
And you've been crying for his head for a minute.
Because that man's just been doing bullshit after bullshit, those box calls when it's not the right moment. And,
people are sleeping on the grid, guys.
Ferrari needs a major restructure. Like they've got Fred now, the team principal, who I think is maybe capable of doing that restructure, but it's still ongoing. Like,
I think he's cleaning house. I think he's slowly but surely getting his people in. But then on Fred thing, he is Charles' manager there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying about those rumors that came out that him and Merckx were in talks?
Apparently it was baseless, like completely baseless. Leclerc denied it completely. Fred denied it. Toto also denied it. Toto just admitted that Charles is on his radar if Lewis ever has to quit. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when does
that
Charles
might have been the rumor that just like...
You're watching him, what's happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wouldn't, I don't think he'd let go of George. I think George is still...
No, it's purely if Hamilton had to retire.
Told you must take a sabbatical. Formula 1 is stressful.
But I wouldn't want to see Charles racing next to George. Like, George is fast becoming that teammate that, like...
Double agent.
He's going to be like Sainz to Leclerc. He's not going to be there to back him up. He's not on the same, like, level of pace. And people have told me that Russell is better than Leclerc. And I'm like, what? Because he's won one race?
On what?
And he's done a couple of races where he's finished ahead of Hamilton. Now he's better than Charles. Like, okay.
You see, this is my issue with things. If you're going to make baseless statements
like back them up.
Yeah, you need to back up your argument here.
You can tell me this when both have like 15 or 20 race wins, you know, and like more or less the same amount of podiums.
Then we can put them in a bracket and be like, okay, let's see
who's better here?
Who's the George? Look, George is okay, nah, but he's a bit sus. That's why I'm calling him double agent, because there's times when he looks like he's for the team, and there's times when he looks like he's working against the team.
Just for himself.
Come on, man. You know what? Let him and Max sort it out, actually. I actually want that. You know what? Go fight Max up front. Since you want the smoke. If you want the smoke, go fight Max up front.
Go do something about it.
I'll support you, boy. Go in. Go find out what's happening up front there. It's a bit tough, isn't it? When's Charles Leclerc's contract expire?
I'm not sure. I think it's end of next year.
End of next year.
2024, maybe.
You guys feel you'll be able to give him a chip before that?
I don't think so.
You think he's going to resign?
Maybe, because the new rigs are coming in 2026.
Hey, but I don't know.
I don't know. He's committed.
I don't know. You know, here's a hunch. Since we know the FIA is a bit lax in terms of prosecutions, why don't you all bring back that engine that was recycling the oil stuffs?
Yeah, the 2019.
You know what I'm saying? Bring back that pistol rocket and just be like, no, you guys didn't punish Red Bull, so we're also going to bring back the thing that got us.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came into Audi at like 2026.
Yeah, you can have one seat because we all know the other seat's going to Hamilton.
Probably Hamilton or Schumacher. Sounds like it.
Nah, Mick. Nah, not Mick, man.
Sounds like it might be.
Not Mick. That would just be a German to German thing.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't be unless we don't know.
That's the thing. They want a German driver, so. But I mean, it's not like they're gonna take Hulkenberg. He's German as well, but.
Yeah, and you know what? It's if you listen, man, it's crickets about Hulkenberg. Crickets. Where's all those people that were chatting too much now? Too much.
He hasn't made the best comeback we've ever seen. Like Magnussen made a better comeback last year.
You know what I'm saying? But I will give him this much credit, man. He's scrappy. He's scrappy. He's actually worked really,
doesn't
really
just
hard.
like move over,
Yeah. He's caused some drivers some headaches.
There's a couple of moments where he was fighting. I think it was Hamilton even yesterday. I swear.
It might be. We were behind Magnussen. I know that.
I think
it might have been Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg also didn't hold us up for a while.
So the
Bruh. And you know what? We didn't even get to see the overtake. We watched Hamilton chase this guy for like 5 laps. Who's sitting in the truck? No. They can't do this to us. Not on a repeated scale, man. K-Mag's doing good. I don't know what's happening at Williams. The James effect. That's what's happening. Sargent, minimal, as usual. Albon actually standing up to his team. He was like, listen, I don't think this. I think he was talking about the tires. Like,
the race strategy was wrong for him or something.
I like that about Albon. He's putting on his big boy pants.
Yeah.
He's no longer becoming that.
He's showing signs of being that like leader in a team.
I earned this, and he better do it right, because I do like Albie boy.
But you can see Sargent and De Vries and Piastri, these rookies, still making some mistakes. I mean,
it's the highest level.
Who was it? It was De Vries and that drove into each other yesterday. Wasn't it De Vries and
Lando? He hit Lando.
Oh yeah, it was De Vries and Lando actually.
Punished Lando.
And then Logan Sargent had to come in for a nose replacement, I think, because he just clipped the wall or something.
Yeah, and people were doing holy moly. People were doing sus stops yesterday, bruh.
I'm surprised though that there was no red flags, no safety cars, no crashes, no DNFs even.
Yeah, everyone finished just.
Yeah, that was quite a boring race. It was so uneventful.
No, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of Miami.
No, nobody
I'm not
is.
a fan of Miami. I don't like. It seems like it's a fast track, but there's no space to overtake. It's like a Monaco 2.0 for me.
Even with the 3 DRS zones, people were struggling to overtake. So.
You had to pick your spots very, 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 very carefully.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, Miami. Who going to your favorite track next?
Who? Imola.
Yeah. Redemption time. I'm gonna keep asking you, boy. Is a Ferrari 1-2 enough to redeem the 1-2 from last year?
Yes, it would never happen, but it might just. It might just.
You don't believe that you guys are saving your last bit of juice for this last hustle right here?
I don't know. I really don't know. Ferrari don't have much to offer, man.
Would you give them some form of reprieve if they were like, okay, we do the double, Monza, Imola, 1-2?
Yeah, then I might just slack off them, give them a bit of credit, but.
You hear that, Vasir?
Otherwise, no.
Vasir, he's laid down the open challenge. Give him a back-to-back. Give me
a 1-2, just one.
Give him a Monza, give him an Imola, he'll be okay.
I mean, we had 4 races last year that we won, and it seems like it's going to be less this year. Ferrari are going to walk away with maybe 2 or 3 victories, if we're that lucky.
That is such a crazy spin, because Leclerc last season started like a house on fire.
Yeah.
And then it just fell off, tough times. It's hard at the top.
Interestingly, he's 10 points behind his teammate, and he's had, 2 DNFs, where Sainz hasn't. That shows you how little Sainz has been doing that. I reckon by, what's after Imola? I'm not even sure. But by race 6 or 7, I think Leclerc is going to be ahead of Sainz in the points.
Hey, it's a possibility. The way I saw him,
possibly even ahead of Hamilton,
Okay.
No, it's heading that way.
Okay, it's open season, eh? Everybody gets to take shots at the goat now, huh? Just like that. We're having a bad time. It's a little rough right now, okay?
Oh no, sorry.
He pulled up in some other glitter rhinestone purple ensemble. Now I'm like, I don't know, Lou. The fashion, man. I get fashion's your thing, but some of the fits you've been wearing are wild, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked like he was wearing a cocktail dress jumpsuit. I told you it was wily. We'll figure it out. We'll further see. Okay, let's talk about Aston Martin. I want to tell you something about Aston Martin.
The Green Bull.
The Green Bull. We haven't heard a peep from Mike Crack. They don't call him to be the team boss on the paddock.
Yeah. I don't understand how it was such a big point when the pink Mercedes, it was such a big issue when the pink Mercedes came out.
Yeah.
People were on Otmar, I think.
Yeah, it was the Otmar technique.
And they were on Otmar's case, calling him Tracing Point and that. And then a couple of years later, Aston Martin do the exact same thing to Red Bull, and no one bats an eyelid. Everyone's just like, oh, cool! Look how fast it is.
You see, the thing is that if they like you, they'll allow you. If they like you, they'll allow you.
Everyone was way too quick to chop down Ferrari and Mercedes at the knees when they could. But now that Red Bull are that fast, everyone's like, oh, this is cool. This is a nice change. It's this Mohammed bin Sulayem president.
Him and Stefano had another awkward moment.
He's not going to approve no investigations. He loves Red Bull.
They had another awkward moment in Miami.
Saw them on camera.
Oh boy. Let me tell you, whenever those two are on camera, boy, I'm not missing it. It's always tense, it's awkward. The second they finished the photo, bro, Stefano was out of there.
Yeah, I was like, okay, get the fuck away from me.
Come on. We're not cool like that. Joking. So I think after the summer break, we'll really see if Aston Martin now is the team that we're talking about.
I think they're gonna be. I don't see that car slowing down because it's Red Bull aerodynamics with a Mercedes engine, and that Mercedes engine broke once in 23 races last year.
I'm not worried about breakdowns.
Once.
I'm worried about mistakes. But then again, I've been wrong a lot. So.
Mistakes are going to come from Stroll, not necessarily Alonso, so don't worry. Aston are going to be up there all season long.
even Alonso was saying he's looking at Barcelona, something can come out.
Yeah, how cheeky was that? Asking what position is Stroll now, and he's like, I saw the overtake at 13 or something.
This is what I'm saying. He's on some sus stuff.
Man's watching big screens while he's racing.
It's like great move in 10 wide. I think it was 10 wide.
I don't know.
He's flexing. You know what? Damn it! Am I starting to like Alonso? No.
Blasphemy.
No. The beef runs too deep. We've been hating. I've been hating on him for too long. But no, actually, like, he's giving me some entertainment. When he's giving me some form of entertainment.
I feel it's also worth mentioning Alpine. Both cars on the points.
Yes. After they took each other out a couple weeks back.
Gasly was ahead of Ocon, but they finished one behind the other. You know.
Gasly actually ended up way at the back at some stage, and Ocon was around there in the top 10, normally where he normally is.
Yeah.
So he is consistent, but he also does nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know whether...
If Ocon starts 8th or 7th, he's going to finish 8th or 7th, or maybe even 9th. Like, he tends to hover where he is or go backwards. Like,
he's on a plus one, minus one system. No ways, boy. So maybe they could be having teething problems because the Alpine car is normally quick.
It is quick, but yeah, I think it's a bit more draggy than the rest of the cars, it seems. They're not having reliability issues as much as what they used to.
I guess maybe they split the focus this time.
I think they must just figure out the aerodynamics and the setup of their car, because I think they struggle with their tires a lot like the Ferrari do. Struggle to look after the tires, and then they're just dead way quicker than the Red Bulls. Like how is Max pulling away from Perez on old worn out tires?
Right, those things are done over 30 laps,
and he was opening the gap. I was like, what?
That's why it didn't make sense when Checo had fresh tires on. And he literally could do 0.
That car is highly suspect. That number 1 Red Bull.
No, man. Nah, bruh.
I hope some of the F1 team bosses are calling for some investigations or something.
I mean, how, bruh?
Come on, give us a chance here.
I told you, those guys are walking around with an air of invincibility, bruh. You get away with something twice, man. By the third time, you're feeling confident. So they've got maximum confidence. They're doing whatever they want. You saw Hannah, there was a section in the race where they panned to Hannah. She was chilling like this, watching the screen like she was bored. She's like, I wish somebody would do something.
I wish they'd challenge us somehow.
We're in some trouble, bruh. We're in some definite trouble. Going into the further things. God, so that's Formula 1. That's Formula 1. We gotta talk about MotoGP.
Brad Binder doing so well.
Yeah, the local boy.
Where was it? It was Spain, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was the Spanish Grand Prix where he won the sprint race. And then led the main race for like 3/4 of it. Literally like the last 4 laps he got overtaken. And he was fighting the hell out of Pecco Bagnaia on the Ducati ahead of him. That KTM is no business being
no front that guy. Yeah. He's working, he's taking the next step. He's consistently getting better. I love that.
No, it's looking up.
Okay, can we talk about this long lap thing that you brought into? So SBK and MotoGP, let me just tell you, they have this long lap penalty where if you do an infringement, you have to take the long way around the track.
Yeah, so if you like cause an accident or if you ignore track limits a couple of times or if you just have some infringement like that.
Yes, so there's marked areas on the track, so you go off, you run that, but if you're like millimeters off, they might tell you to do it again.
Yeah, it's basically a bike lane on the outside of the corner, and if you stick a wheel on that white line or like just over it, you have to do the whole thing again.
No.
It's costly, and I feel like there's a better way of doing it. Like, give them the time penalty instead. But I mean, with bikes, you can't give them 5 seconds like you do in F1. It would be too much. Like, but maybe half that, 2.5, 3 second penalty.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fair. Just do away with the long lap penalty and give them a time penalty.
Give them something. My gosh. Also, over the weekend, it was the 6-hour event at Spa, endurance racing.
Yep, 6 hour of Spa. It was also the similar hill climb in Neisner. That went down. I think Peter Solberg was here in a Polo Cup R rally car.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there were some good drivers and some interesting cars at the similar hill climb.
Yep, we actually got to spend our time at the South African Air Force. There's air show over here at Swartkops Air Force Base. That was actually a lot of fun.
The Museum Air Force show, it was really, really good. Quite busy as well.
With that P-51 Mustang that came out. We got to see a Griffith.
The Griffins, the Roy Falks, the Hawks. There was a couple of things. It was good. It was really good.
It was a lot of fun. It was good times all the way around. All right, looking forward into the next season, session of Motorsport. What is happening? I'm always seeing the best.
So, where do we go next, quickly, before we sign off?
We're going to Imola next.
It's Imola, and then I think there's a bit of a break after Imola.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so we go from Imola to Monaco to Spain.
Okay, so we go from Imola to Spain, because me and Monaco are not friends like
Imola
that.
to Monaco even.
Me and Monaco aren't friends like that. Yeah. I know people call it the crown jewel, and it's prestigious, but for me, it just makes for very boring racing. Okay, I mean, like, everybody has the flash image of Senna.
Well, it actually makes, in my opinion, for interesting racing now because the cars are so wide. Like, it makes it hard. You've seen how the people crash around there.
Yeah,
like,
that's
even
true.
in qualifying. So, might have a couple of crashes, a couple of racing incidents, but it's not going to be like an overtaking fiesta.
You see, that's my thing about Monaco. There's no space to overtake. Where you qualify is odds are where you go and finish.
Literally.
So we'll stay positive, and all those things. We'll keep holding on. Yo, what's happening with Shelley DeLinda, man? You said he performed well in
I can't even remember now. That was a couple of weeks ago. You'll have to follow up on that one.
Sorry, man. It's been a while. But Shelley DeLinda, he's doing very, very well. He's representing, and he's moving his way up the ranks. I mean, will we see him in open wheel racing at some time soon?
Maybe. Possibly in. He did DTM most last year. I think DTM. We might start seeing him in some world endurance car racing, the bigger races, which is cool.
Yeah, we're holding on.
So,
keep climbing, keep thriving all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, this was us checking in. Fan the drive as usual. And
until next time.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when the sun comes back around.